I feel today? Ask yourself this question.
What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Let's go! We made it! We made it! We made it! We made it! And let's go to the house! And let's go to the house!
When I step on the field, I send one message. And this is what it feels like. This is what it feels like. Football is getting hit. That's it.
It's gonna be football now! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Let's hunt now! Let's hunt now! Let's go! Let's hunt! We made it! And let's go to the house! And let's go to the house!
We're talking about the Jets like we're talking about the Saints. You know, all this, how like we the Miami Heat of football. Yap, 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 yap. The bottom line is you got to buckle up your chin strap. It's embarrassing. Yap, 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 yap. Don't disrespect the game like that. There's too much crying from them. He's a man. They can be hit just like us. He's a man. You ought to make the big money. He's a man. Don't cry when you step on the field, man. That's war out there. When I step on the field, I send one message. This is what it feels like. Oh, my bad, my bad. Your bad don't work in my world.
What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Let's go! Let's go! Let's go! We made it! And let's go to the house! And let's go to the house! It's a wrap. Game over.
It's not over. It's just getting started right here on the lunch break, powered by Jones Media and Entertainment, better known as JM&E, streaming live on Roku TV, courtesy of BS3. So appreciate the good folks over at the BS3 network for letting the old dude hang out with them. Man, they are good people through and through. I'm still overwhelmed by being a part of the BS3 Awards a few nights ago. This past Tuesday, got a chance to be a part of the third annual BS3 Awards. Was nominated in a few categories. I didn't win anything, but I won because I was a part of the family. So really excited about those good folks, man. Congratulations to all the winners in the various categories, especially to Man Talk Monday. They swept, man. Everything they were nominated for, they won. So congratulations to the BS3 family on the third anniversary of the BS3 Awards, man. Had a great time. Glad to be rocking with them on Roku TV. Keith Headache, what's up? Freestyle Friday, man. Got a lot to talk about. Really want to get to it all. Published reports out there about Tom Brady and Giselle. Reportedly, Giselle and Tom are having problems because he decided to come out of retirement, come back to the NFL. She was ready to restart her career, which has been globally successful. And reportedly, she and the kids have moved out, and Tom is trying to figure it out. Let me just say this. Even if that is all true, it is none of our business. It is none of our business. And I know, I get it. There are people out there that are paid to write pieces like that and to try and get that kind of information. But I'm, for one, I'd rather be praying for him and Giselle and the children and the family than writing about it. I really would. And I brought it up not to support the article and the rumors, because that's all they are, is rumors. Rather than support that, I would rather support the family. I was never a big Tom Brady fan. It wasn't until a couple of years ago that I became just a good Tom Brady respecter of the gift, the talent, the accomplishments. But one thing I will never be is a Tom Brady hater as a person. Yeah, he beat my favorite teams. Yeah, he beat teams that I was rooting for and I liked. He beat teams that I, was supporting financially. But as a person, I ain't got nothing against that man. Nothing. And I'm not going to root against his marriage. I'm not going to root against his family. I'm not going to root against his place in life. I'm just not going to do it. And I get it. Again, I get it. You gotta be first. Gotta have the breaking stories. That's how people get their bonuses and their paychecks in this business. Well, baby, leave me on JM&E, leave me on ROKU TV, leave me on SGA TV, and leave me alone, as Michael Jackson said. Just leave me alone. What does it benefit talking down or about Tom Brady that way? What does it benefit? Does it make us knowledgeable? Does it make us more cool? Does it make us, better co-workers and sharp sports aficionados? No, none of the above. None of the above. I've learned that if you, can put your mouth on other people's marriages and relationships and what have you, don't say nothing when somebody puts their mouth on yours. Oh, well, that would never happen to me. I would always honor and respect my wife. Okay. All right, keep living. Keep living. Just keep living. Keith Hennig said it best. TMZ is crap reporting. I don't care for Brady, but his personal life is not my business or concern. It's just crazy to me. And I've had, personal friends hit me up. Dre, what you know about this? Nothing. Dre, you gonna talk about this? No, not from that standpoint. No, I'm not. I'll talk about, praying for this man's marriage. I'll talk about, if it's true, reconciliation with he and his wife. I'll talk about, y'all have no idea what it's like to be a child of divorce. And even if you are or were a child of divorce, it don't mean you understand it like the Brady children. Yeah, I'll talk about it like I'll look you in your eye, your good eye, because one of them lazy. I'll look you in your good eye and I'll tell you, listen, you ain't got nothing else better to do. You ain't got nothing else better to talk about. Your life is so wherever it is that the best you can do is talk about another man and another woman's marriage, another family's breakup. That's what you got. That lets me know we ain't on the same level. We ain't on the same level. We're not on the same level. Every now and then you play competition that's not on your level. And I'm not talking about higher than me right now. And one thing I don't do is play down to my competition. So I'm going to end this segment with this. Man, I sure wish I could end it like Lotto ended his rap battle in 8 Mile for some of y'all. But I'm going to end this like this. I'm praying for Tom Brady as a husband, as a father, as a man. Like that man said in his interview when he came back, there's a lot of blank going on. I'm praying for Giselle as a wife, as a woman, as a mother. And I'm praying for them children because they don't deserve to be talked about and written about in articles in a negative way. Period. If you can't, then don't. Just don't. No, AJ, I don't believe in some prayer to some fairy tale unseen wizard in the sky. Okay, well then send good thoughts their way. Send positive energy their way. Whatever it is that you do that's positive, send that their way. Because watch this, even if it's not true, they now have to deal with it like it is. Them kids are probably running up to their mom and dad. Are we splitting up? Even if it's not true, they're having to deal with it like it is. And that is not right nor fair. Take a break. I'll be back. It's Freestyle Friday. Baby, don't come for me unless I call for you. All right, I'll be right back right after this on the lunch break.
If you're looking for a sports program that gives you the flavor.
Washington Commanders? Really?
This whole thing stinks to high heaven.
that pulls no punches.
Thuggish act by a thuggish actor.
That gives you some humor.
Praise everything LeBron does and never criticize it.
If you want a show that gives you good times, then this is that show. BS3 Network proudly presents
I am Colt Johnson, and welcome to
Go Sports with a Z. Every Friday on Patreon and every Saturday on YouTube, Spreaker, and all other outlets.
BS3 Network, changing the way you watch TV.
Can't wait to get down to Harriman, Tennessee later on this month and finish up the filming of The Last Hurdle. That's the life story of Dr. Sharifa Barksdale, an Olympian who has an amazing story and survived stuff that most of us might have gotten taken out by. So cannot wait to get down to Harriman, Tennessee later on this month to finish up that filming. I'm looking forward to meeting the mother. She's 90 plus years old. I'm going to focus my camera on her. Come on, mama, tell me about your baby. I'm looking forward to it. So stay tuned. The premiere is going to be coming up at the end of the year. All right. It's Freestyle Friday. It is the lunch break powered by JM&E. I'm AJ Jones. We're on ROKU TV, courtesy of BS3 TV. Big shout out to the folks that premiered their first episodes of their shows this week. Man, I'm telling you, I got some folks that really got it done. Just go to bs3network.com. That's bs3network.com and check out all the shows. If you got a Roku streaming device, just download BS3 TV. You'll see what I'm talking about. All good. All good. All right, last night, a couple of the teams got started in college football. College football got started last night, and I'm going to tell you, it was good to watch. But unfortunately, some of the HBCUs did not fare as well as we thought that they would. Remember, we had Coach, the offensive coordinator from Mississippi Valley State, with Coach Johnny Cole and the HBCU Stroll this past Monday. Even aired a replay of that yesterday, and last night didn't go so well. They lost to Tarleton State. 29-13, and they suffered their first loss of the season. So we'll see if they do better when SWAC play comes along. In fact, let me look at the schedule for Valley. Valley's got Tarleton State last night. They lost 29-13. It doesn't get any easier. They go to Austin P, not this Saturday, but next Saturday. That's going to be a tough one. And then they start with a few games that they can win. They got Delta State at home, and then they go to Jackson State University on September the 24th. We'll see if they can get that in, because they got a tough road, man. They go Jackson State, FAMU, Alcorn, and Alabama State. So they got a tough road. If they're going to be good, they're going to earn it this year, man. They are going to earn it this year. Also last night, the team that won the Celebration Bowl as the best team in the MEAC and the SWAC, South Carolina State, got handled by University of Central Florida. That final score was 56-10 last night. South Carolina State, again, the defending Celebration Bowl champ, got handled by University of Central Florida. That's a group of 5 school. They go to Bethune-Cookman, not this Saturday, but next Saturday. They play rival North Carolina A&T, and then they go to South Carolina in the South Eastern Conference. Gonna be tough. They come out of that against FAMU. Then they take on Virginia Lynchburg. That's a game that they could win actually. And then they play North Carolina Central. So they got a little tough row as well coming up. But again, South Carolina State, tough loss last night, 56-10 to UCF. They call those money games. And then Alabama A&M. The team that had a quarterback that should still be in the NFL, but he's not. What's up, Ben Sutter III? Ben, let me take a minute, man, and just thank you for you having the vision and the faith to put the BS3 network together. And then I got to personally thank you for allowing me to be a part of the BS3 family, man. When I tell you, it has just been nothing but a blessing to be associated with you and all the good folks in BS3. And this past Tuesday night was just absolutely phenomenal. I'm serious. I've never been a part of anything like that, man. It was just absolutely phenomenal what you all have done, what we are doing. And, man, the BS3 Awards this past Tuesday night was just phenomenal. And to see all the great family win awards for their talent, their skills, their gift. And Man Talk Monday. Good God. They just backed up the truck and y'all just dropped all the hardware in the back of the truck and let them drive off, man. That was good stuff, though. That was real good stuff. But again, thank you, Ben. Thank you to your mom and your dad. And thank you to King Doc and everybody else that has been a part of the founding of this network, man, bro. It's absolutely awesome. Absolutely awesome. So, hey, man, bro, when I tell you I was honored, I ain't never been no presenter in no award show. Man, y'all serious? Are you kidding me? That's bucket list stuff. And for the best supporting viewer of the BS3 network, that was huge. That was huge. Thank you. Again, thank you. All right, listen, let me take a quick break. I'll come back. I'll bring you some more of the scores from last night. I'll pick up where I left off. UAB and Alabama A&M. I'll pick up from there when we come back right after this on the lunch break.
This is a BS3 Network presentation.
I want to show that attainability. I want to show the accessibility of this kind of lifestyle.
From social media to having conversations with friends and family, you always have to put on face and say face.
What brings a smile to my face is the one person that totally believes in me, and that's my beautiful wife, Jody.
I just had to stop because I didn't value myself. I didn't love myself. And it's like, I have to learn to love myself.
Changing the world one conversation at a time. This is Revelations.
Yeah, I'll be down in Harriman, Tennessee in the next couple of weeks filming the last part of some of the documentary interviews that we'll actually do with Dr. Sharifa Barksdale's family. Really looking forward to being a part of that. And man, it's an awesome story. I know many of you don't know her, but I guarantee you'll get to know her after this documentary. It's going to be very, very provocative, very challenging. It will evict some emotions out of you. And unless you somebody who just is not very compassionate to other people's stories, it will evict, draw out some emotions out of you. And I'm really looking forward to it. Got a chance to chat with her earlier today, and she's really excited about us flying in and meeting her family and seeing her hometown in Harriman, Tennessee. The mayor of Harriman's going to be there. The governor of the state is supposed to come through. There'll be a red carpet event, so it's going to be a lot going on down in Harriman, Tennessee. I want to say the 14th through the 17th. So a couple of weeks, I'll be down there going in, doing what we do at JM&E. So if you got some ideas and stuff like that, man, let me know. Look, if I can't do them, I'll make sure BS3 and them will get a hold to you and try and help you out there. CJ, what it do, baby? She said, hey, PAJ, and lunch breakers. CJ, miss you. All right, let me get back to it. Last night, UAB and Alabama A&M got together, and it was all UAB. 59-0. 59-0. But what I wanted to look at in this game, because you had a group of 5 who more than likely is going to win Conference USA this year versus a HBCU from the FCS level. I wanted to look at the stats from a team perspective. Time of possession was negligible. 30 minutes for UAB, 29 minutes and change for Alabama A&M, but it's what they did with it. 24 first downs for UAB, 13 first downs for Alabama A&M. And then third down efficiency, UAB was over 50%, well, just under 50%, 4 for 9, but, UAB struggled on third down, 3 out of 15. And that's a very telling stat, because if you can't sustain drives and keep the chains moving, you got very little chance to score. Defensively, you want to get off the field on third down. You want to make them punt. So UAB did it. Alabama A&M did not. Total yards, 478 for UAB, 235 for Alabama A&M. Got to get that number up. Alabama A&M ran more plays, but again, less efficient with them than UAB. Alabama A&M ran 72 plays. UAB ran 63, but Alabama A&M only averaged 3.3 yards per play. That's not good. That's not good. You want to be in the 4, 5, 6, 7 range, and that's where Alabama, UAB, University of Alabama, Birmingham was. They were 7.6. Without their, really all conference quarterback who should be in the NFL. We'll keep saying that. Akil Glass, Alabama A&M only threw the ball for 137 yards, while UAB threw it for 247. Quarterback was 16 for 33 for Alabama A&M, and 18 for 27 for UAB. Again, 3.7 average versus 8.5. Again, rushing attack, only 98 yards for Alabama A&M, 231 yards for UAB. What am I saying? What I read all those stats for? Because that's the litmus test. That's how you measure where you are as a program. And I know a lot of folks are really excited about HBCUs right now and their ability to jump up and play in the Power 5 and the Group of 5 and all of that. And just because some schools might be closer doesn't mean all schools are ready yet. And that's not a slight on HBCUs, because just like my shirt says, let me play with this camera for a second. PV, because I'm rooting for them in the Labor Day Classic this weekend. I got Prairie View beating Texas Southern. That's not a slight on the schools. I love HBCUs. I'm the product of HBCUs, from my dad's side to my mom's side, aunts and uncles and all of that. My dad went to Wilberforce, baseball player, catcher. My mom's sisters went to Southern. My mother went to the University of Cincinnati with Oscar Robinson. She went to a PWI, but most of her family went to Southern. My daughter's at Southern right now. My money is at Southern right now. I had an aunt and an uncle that taught at Grambling. So when I tell you I'm as HBCU legacy as they come, I went to a PWI, but I send my money right now to the Xavier University Alumni Association. So, don't come for me. Don't come for me. All I'm saying is that it's a litmus test. You gotta have a measuring stick. When you get in the gym and you grab the weights that first day, you're not maxed out. You're not as strong or as good as you're gonna be over time. Now, Coach Maynard said something interesting following the game that I don't know if I agree with in principle, but I think I know what he was trying to say. After the game, Coach Maynard said, "I'm not paid to beat UAB. I'm paid to win the SWAC." I get what he's trying to say, but the mentality has got to change, that no matter who you play, you got to have your team with the mindset that we're trying to win this. This is not just a money game. And yeah, they got paid well for that game last night. They're going to get paid pretty well for the next game that they play. But what they got to realize is the mentality has got to shift. I get what he was trying to say. Hey, listen, if I beat UAB or not, that's good and well, but I keep my job if I win the SWAC. That's what they're paying me to do. They're paying me to beat Jackson State and FAMU and Bethune and TSU and Alabama State and Valley and Mississippi Valley State and and Prairie View. They paying me to beat them. I get it. But the mentality has got to shift to, listen, we came in here, it's the first game of the year. We're right out of, practice or camp or whatever you have to say. Hey, we put up 235 yards against a team that's probably going to win a bigger conference. Or we got to do better on third down efficiency. Coaches have got to shift that mentality. I wish I had Johnny Cole on here today because I'd like to get his take on it. So anyway, Alabama A&M thumped on their first game. Next couple of games they got at Troy. That'll be kind of a money game. Austin P. And then they're home to start their SWAC play on December 24th. Or excuse me, they're on the road to start their SWAC play on September 24th. They're at FAMU, home versus Bethune, home versus Grambling, and then at Arkansas Pine Bluff. So we'll see. We'll see how things go there. So that was that. All right, let me get back to some more of these games after this bottom of the hour update right here on the lunch break, powered by Jones Media and Entertainment.
BS3 Network, changing the way you watch TV.
Got to check out the BS3 family. If you have not downloaded the BS3 network on Roku, what are you waiting on? Get it done. Get it done. All right, real quick. CJ, I know why you like this purple. I'm not a Q, and this is not Alcorn State University purple. This is PV, They're gonna win that. Labor Day Classic. They're gonna win that. All right. Keith Hennick shouted Grambling. Keith Hennick, I got to take you to the school. We got to go to the school, walk the campus, maybe taking a game down there, brother. We are long overdue for a bros get together. So let's do it. Let's stop talking about it. Let's stop threatening and let's do it. I'd love for you to go down, man. Bro, let me get you down the highway a little bit. And then Erica Martin Cross, All-American candidate from Mizzou. I don't even know how y'all sound. She said Mizzou performed rather well yesterday, 52-24 over La Tech. What's interesting is I was just talking about Grambling. Right next to Grambling is Monroe, Louisiana, where La Tech is. So yeah, they did. They beat up on them. They beat them up on them. I didn't see what my godson did. Let me call my sister real quick. I shouldn't do this. It's Freestyle Friday, but I feel like being honoring. I'm calling my sister to see how my nephew did. I'm gonna put her on my ear first before I put her on the radio. On the TV. Hey, listen, I got you live on. Don't cuss or nothing like that. I got you live on the lunch break.
Okay.
Yeah, they can hear you right now. So y'all, this is Kim Landry. She's my sister. She's my friend. I'll fight you over her. So don't play. Kim, your son Josh played his first game last night for Mizzou. They got a 52-24 win over La Tech. I've got a former All-American candidate from the school watching the show, and she's trying to brag on Mizzou. How did Josh do last night?
Josh did a great job for his first game in the SEC.
Come through.
He was cramping a little bit. But other than that, he played really, really well the time that he was on the field.
Okay. All right. Does he like it?
He loves it.
Are they treating him well at Mizzou?
They are treating him well. They are taking care of my baby.
Okay. Now, because listen, if they don't, I'm rolling up and I'm rolling deep. Like I'm rolling with a ski mask and some stuff.
Well, I appreciate that. I appreciate the backup because, yes, we will be rolling up there.
Okay.
They are taking care of him.
What number is Josh wearing for the Mizzou Tigers?
Number 90.
Big number 90, y'all. Check him out. Follow him. Get with him. Don't get in his inbox with no mess, though, because I promise you don't want that. You don't want me on you. So, sis, I'm so happy for him. Give him a lot of love. I know he won't come on the show with his little shy self, but tell him we rooting for him, okay?
Okay, I will. Thank you so much.
All right, love you. Talk to you soon.
Okay, let me see.
All right, bye-bye. Y'all, I'm telling you, man, I don't mess with my family. Don't mess with my peeps. My nephew, godson, is up at Missouri. Transferred from Baylor. Was starter for Baylor for 3 years? Graduated, decided he wanted to play his last year in the SEC for Mizzou. And got a little run last night. So, yes, Erica, they played well, performed exceptionally well. I give them love. I'm rocking with Mizzou this year until my godson nephew graduates. And then after that, it's who? Mizzou. All right, let me get back to some of these scores last night. Pittsburgh, number 17 team in the country preseason, got a 38-31 win over West Virginia. Pittsburgh, I don't believe nothing you say or do until you beat Clemson. Tennessee beat Ball State 59-10. Again, same thing. Tennessee, I don't believe nothing you say or do until you beat Alabama, Georgia, somebody like that. You just a pretender until you become a contender. Oklahoma State had more than they could bargain for. They are the number 12 team in the country preseason. They beat Central Michigan 58-44. They were a 21-point favorite in that game, and they had to put them up to get out of there. So, yeah, that was an interesting one. Same thing I said about Pittsburgh, I'll say about number 22, Wake Forest. They beat VMI 44-10. Until you beat Clemson, you ain't doing nothing. Penn State got a nice win on the road against Purdue. James Franklin letting y'all know, don't call it a comeback. I've been here for years, but Penn State, same thing. Can't say nothing until you beat the Ohio State, till you beat Michigan, till you beat Wisconsin. Got to beat them. And then there's the Missouri score, 52-24 over La Tech. Minnesota got a shutout over New Mexico State, 38-0. Minnesota, again, you about 5th or 6th in the Big Ten. Ain't nobody talking about you. That's all I got. All right, let me take this break. We'll come back, talk about some more stuff. You want in, you can get me 832-403-5005. That's 832-403-5005. You can text me on that number too, 832-403-5005, or you can email me, aj@jonesmediaandent.com, aj@jonesmediaandent.com. All right, take this break. Be right back right after this on the lunch break.
Discouragement, sorrow, distance. Your arguments cause damage to your family. The hurt leads to divorce. You feel like there is nowhere else to turn. But there is hope for you. That's where we come into play. There is an overcomer that lives inside of you. One ready to take on the world as you leap for joy, living in victory. You'll grow to love yourself and others. There's life after divorce, and you can claim it today. Get Over Divorce, where your new story begins here every Thursday on YouTube and Spreaker.
BS3 Network, changing the way you watch TV.
Hey, you got to download the BS3 network on Roku TV. Got to go to your Roku streaming device, download BS3 TV, and check out all those great shows you just saw right there in that promo reel. All right. All right. Somebody just sent this to me, and they said, so, AJ, are you going to talk about this? Brett Favre questioned by the FBI for alleged role in Mississippi welfare scandal. What's alleged? And to answer your question, yeah, I'm going to talk about it. And before I do, let me tell you the difference between this and Tom Brady. Tom Brady, with what he's got going on with his family, is not in any way illegal. He hadn't broken any laws. You know, we don't know if there was infidelity or abuse or anything like that. All the reports are saying is that it was over him unretiring and coming back to football. So that's separate. I'm not getting in that. That's that man's grown business, that grown man's business, that grown woman's business, and their kids involved. So no, I'm sorry. I'm not a vulture. Let me say it right. I don't want to call people names. I don't have vulturistic tendencies and characteristics like some people do. Was that better? Keith, CJ, Erica, is that better? But anyway, this Brett Favre thing is different. Let me read some of this to you real quick. I'm not giving all these accolades that they give him in this article. Brett Favre, that's all I'm going to say. That's his name. That's his government name. That's what I'm going to call him by. Brett Favre is facing some tough questions about the roughly $1 million in welfare funds he received from the state of Mississippi in exchange for speeches he allegedly did not make. Federal authorities have questioned Favre about the scandal. Favre's lawyer, read this now, listen to this. Favre's lawyer, Bud Holmes, said that the quarterback, given all the accolades they gave him, was not aware that the money was supposed to be used to assist poor families when he accepted it. I'm sorry. Let me just get the lowest common denominator. Favre received roughly $1 million in quote unquote welfare funds in exchange for speeches he didn't make. So not only did he give the welfare funds to people who needed the welfare, he didn't even make the speeches for the money that he got. So it's one of two things. Either you got the money and didn't perform the services for the money, or you got the money and you didn't do with it what you were supposed to do. Either one of them is wrong. You got to pay that back. You got to pay that back. And if it's found that you did it illegally, then you got to pay that fine or whatever the time is. They ain't going to put Brett Favre in jail. All right, I already know that. I'm not rooting for that. I'm not asking for that. They're not going to put him in jail. But the I didn't know I was supposed to do this excuse, Erica, I'm trying not to be Malcolm today. I'm trying to be Martin. I'm trying not to be Malcolm today. I'm trying to be Martin. You know I was drinking some coffee. No, I'm not calming down. If it was a brother, they wouldn't be talking about it like this. If it was a brother, you'd be talking about him arrested, perp walked in front of his job, in front of his family, in front of his kids. If they didn't shoot him while he was sleeping, if it was a brother, it'd be a whole different situation. But because this old nasty, just crazy, ridiculous-minded Brett Favre, who sexually assaulted a massage therapist when he was at the Jets, because it's him and it's Mississippi, it's allegedly he didn't know that he was supposed to make speeches for the money. Oh, he just thought somebody loved him so much that they just gave him $1 million in welfare funds. He wasn't on no welfare. That's why I'm not giving him all those accolades. They giving that man all these, Hall of Famer and legendary and all that. Well, God dog it, why you need $1 million then? Of welfare money. I'm not taking that call. Somebody call it in and I know who it is and I know what they're going to say and I don't feel like it today. No, it's Freestyle Friday. I'm cutting up. I don't need a good angel on my shoulder today. No, I'm not calming down. I don't like white collar crime. I don't like it. Especially in areas like Mississippi. They will defend their own. I don't like it. Keith Hennig said, I'll get the replay today. Have to make some bank. Happy Labor Day weekend, everybody. Hey, Keith, do me a favor, bro. Don't take no welfare funds for speeches that you don't make. And if you get welfare funds, give them to people who need the money, all right? Just because apparently people don't know. Apparently people don't know. That's ridiculous. Oh, I didn't know. I'm so sorry. Okay, yeah, you sorry. Give us the millie back. Give us $75,000 in fines, and you're on probation for 2 years. I'm telling you. Okay, can I get close to the camera? Let me get close to the camera. For all of the European people who feel like we keep bringing up racism just because it's a random Friday, if you and those you know and those who look like you would handle things when it's us like you do when it's Brett Favre and like you do when it's others whose names I won't call, President Trump, if you would handle things for us like you handle them for them, then we would probably stop bringing up the disparity, the division, and the racism. Because if that was a black man, it would not be allegedly, They would not be talking about his accolades in a good way. They would bring up every jaywalking, every speeding ticket, every misdemeanor, every felony that this person ever had. They would talk about everything that they did wrong, listen, before they were out of a diaper. But because it's Brett Favre, we got to hear about Hall of Fame. We got to hear about legendary in Green Bay. We got to hear about all these things. And then we get to the story where it says the man got welfare funds. He didn't get an honorarium. He didn't get a gift. He got welfare funds for speeches. Now, why the hell they would give him welfare funds for speeches? People need to eat. People need to eat. People needed their lights on. People needed the payments on their houses and their cars and rent. And so they didn't need no damn speech. The hell you giving this man $1 million for speeches? Hell, don't give him a dime. Just get $1 million to the people that needed it for what they needed it for. This was an unforced error. I have no sympathy for Brett Favre and for whoever gave it to him. All of them should be in front of the FBI. But it's just he didn't know. He didn't know that the money was supposed to be given to people who needed it. Bull. They knew. He knew. They got caught. And like Todd Malcolm wants to say, I've been watching you, Todd. Yeah, I've been watching you. Like Todd Malcolm wants to say, if you do the crime, then you should do the time. God dog it, Brett Favre needs to be in the boat he's in right now. And I don't know, should not be good enough. If it's good enough for him, then God dog it, let it be good enough when it's for somebody who looks like me. I'll be right back.
Are you looking for something to do on your lunch break? Well, there's a show on the BS3 network that has only 4 words to say to you.
We ready. We ready. We ready for y'all. We ready. We ready. We ready for y'all.
The Lunch Break with AJ, powered by JM&E. Live weekdays at noon Central.
BS3 Network. Changing the way you watch TV.
All right, back here on the lunch break, powered by JM&E. Man, I got to get ready to go. Y'all done have me so fired up, I done lost track of time. But let me holler at my folk. King Doc says, woosah. Nah, King, there's some things I can't calm down on no more, man. Some of these people around here, bro, have gone off the rails. So I just got to let them know if they do for us what they do for them, we be all right. But that ain't the way they doing it. So Erica Cross says that's the truth, sir. It is what it is, man. You know, my mom and them taught me that if you just tell the truth, you ain't got to worry about nothing else. You know, if you tell a lie, you're going to have to tell two. And I found that to be true. I had to tell a lie, and then I forgot the lie I told, so I had to tell another lie to cover up for that lie. And then by the time I got done, I was just lying. So, yeah, that Brett Favre, and I didn't know. You lying. All right. Donna Coleman Holman, first, thank you for your service, sis. Brett Favre calls privilege. Yeah, I mean, and then they hate when we say privilege. That's privilege. If you want to know what privilege is, that's what it looks like right there. You shouldn't have gotten welfare funds in the first place. You shouldn't have gotten them for what you were supposed to be doing. Speeches? Ain't no damn speeches. And then you didn't give it to the people that needed it? Nah, bro. Stop. Come on. Ain't nobody that dumb. We ain't playing with that. Good to see you, Donna. Hope everything's been well with you. And then CJ says, I like it. All right. You talking about that Rizzle, that reel? Yeah, baby. That thing is that's fire. Cole Johnson put that together for you, guy. All right, let me get ready to go. Before I go, I got to talk about Donovan Mitchell. Finally got traded, but not to the New York Knicks. Poor New York. They can't get it right for doing it wrong. Cleveland got Donovan Mitchell, and I'm telling you right now, the Cleveland Cavaliers have jumped up on my list in the standings in the East. In fact, I'm going to hold it for next week when we have Chris Gardner, Houston Roundball Review on the show. But the Cleveland Cavaliers, with that trade alone, have jumped up in the top 5 on my list in the standings in the East. So we'll talk about that next week. Utah got a bunch of picks. I'll be very interested to see what Utah does with all those picks that they got. And if Sexton, the guard that they got, Colin Sexton, is going to play well in Utah. Let me get ready to go. I was going to talk about the police officer in Utah at Brigham Young that said he did not hear anything remotely close to what the young lady at Duke, the lone starting black volleyball player at Duke, said happened. I'm not surprised. Man, when I tell you, some people of other cultures will try to be your friends, but very rarely will they be your true allies and your defenders. They'll try to be your friends, but very rarely will they be your true allies and defenders. And I don't know. People want to blame the Jussie Smollett situation. Just because one black person does one thing wrong, it doesn't mean that anybody else who has a similar situation is like that one black person. You know how y'all don't want to be tied to the behavior of your ancestors? Stop calling everything Jussie Smollett. If you don't want to be tied to what somebody else did, then stop blaming everything that somebody else does like it's Jussie Smollett. All right? On that note, let's not be divided. Let's be united. I truly do love you, and there's nothing you can do about it except say, PV, you know they're going to win the Labor Day Classic tomorrow at 6. All right, y'all. We'll see you. On Monday, it'll be the coach, Johnny Cole, with the HBCU Stroll. The coach, Johnny Cole, with the HBCU Stroll right here on the lunch break, powered by JM&E and streaming live on Roku TV, courtesy of BS3. Y'all be blessed.
It's Sybil Wilkes with what you need to know. Today is Friday, September 2nd, 2022. Number 1. President Biden returned to Philadelphia Thursday night to deliver a rare primetime speech to the nation. He returned to the city of brotherly love with an update to his 2019 campaign speech in which he pledged to fight in the battle for the soul of America. The Biden administration would not call it a campaign speech before the midterm elections, but rather an update and a reminder on what he ran on. Number 2, the College Board is jumping into the fray over how to teach the history of race in the United States with a new AP or Advanced Placement course, an exam on African American studies that will be tried out in about 60 high schools this fall. The course is multidisciplinary, addressing not just history, but civil rights, politics, literature, and the arts, even geography. If the pilot program pans out, it will be the first course in African American studies for high school students that is considered rigorous enough to allow students to receive credit at many colleges across the country. Number 3, according to a new study, math and reading scores for America's 9-year-olds fell dramatically during the first 2 years of the pandemic. This study offers an early glimpse of the sheer magnitude of the learning setbacks dealt to the nation's children. Reading scores saw their largest decrease in 30 years, while math scores had their first decrease in the history of the testing regimen behind the study. Number 4, in 2018, the Supreme Court of India decriminalized homosexuality. Since then, the Supreme Court has observed the fact that many families do not conform to this expectation to begin with. Familial relationships may take the form of domestic, unmarried partnerships, or queer relationships. The Supreme Court bench said that these manifestations of love and families may not be typical, but they are real. Number 5, Black entrepreneurs in the early 1900s created their own enterprises in response to Jim Crow laws and nationwide discrimination. Some of those enterprises have come and gone, but some brands that closed their doors are making a resurgence thanks to Black female entrepreneurs. According to the New York Times, Fashion Fair and Madam by Madam C.J. Walker are making a comeback, continuing their goal of generating wealth in the Black community. All right. Here's your daily inspiration from Yogi's Jewels. Life is a series of choices. Choose to practice the laws of detachment. Thank you to our What You Need to Know partners, Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated and the American Heart Association. To subscribe to my free daily newsletter, please visit SibylWilkes.com. Be informed, be empowered.
BS3 Network, changing the way you watch TV.